Can empathy be learned? Well, most everyone out there, including my brethren therapists, will tell you no. You're a lost cause, or your partner's a lost cause. That narcissism, grandiosity cannot be treated. I'm Terry Real, the founder of Relational Life Therapy, and guess what? We treat narcissism and grandiosity breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you have difficulty with empathy, you may be neurodiverse, and that's a whole other door to go down. But if you're not that, you're unempathic because you learned to be, or you're unempathic because you never learned not. We have to teach our children to come up out of themselves and create and foster compassion and sensitivity to others. People can lose empathy because they learned that being empathic is weak. People can lose empathy because they had a manipulative parent who would use your compassion for them against you, and you put up a wall to protect yourself. People can lose empathy because no one helped them cultivate it to begin with. That's called false empowerment. It's our job to civilize the little brutes we call children. It's our job to render them open and connected and compassionate. And many parents fall down on the job. I like to tell this story. I have two sons, and one of them is seriously ADHD. 37 now. He's well behind it. But when he was a kid, it was hard. And I remember one of his very first play dates. He was, I don't know, maybe three and a half. And coming from Boston, he invited a kid to his house, and the whole play date sounded like this. Do you want to play hockey? You want to play hockey? How about hockey? You want to get a stick? Want to throw a puck around? Hey, you want to play hockey? Want to go outside and play hockey? This went on for about an hour. The kid left. My son bounces over to me like, Tigger, and says, hey, you think he had a good time? And I say, no. And I say, listen, sweetheart, I'm going to tell you something that's really important. If you want to do what you want to do, be alone. If you invite somebody else into your world, you at least have to pay attention to what they want to do. And my little 3-year-old, true story, looks at me and goes, too much hockey, huh? I was teaching him empathy. Now, I'm a couples therapist going on 40 years. I've got Chris in my room, also true story. And his marriage is on the brink. He takes his wife to the Caribbean for some R&R, and the 4 days together sounds like this. Hey, you want to have sex? You want to get together? Want to be intimate? I asked Mrs. Chris if she had a good time, and she says no. And Chris, true story, is stunned. What do I do as Chris's therapist? This is true. I tell him the story of my son. I say to him, listen, what I did with my son is called parenting. It's what you deserved and did not get. Now, the empathy chip that should have been installed in you at 3, 4, 5, you have to schlep to Boston and pay me $1 million, and I install it to you in your 30s. We can do it. Poor you. You should have learned this as a little boy, but that's okay. Let's roll up our sleeves and learn it now. There are lots of reasons why someone has low empathy. They may have never learned, like Chris, or they may be warding off someone who is going to use them. They may need a wall instead of a boundary to protect themselves from intrusion. There are a lot of reasons. You can learn to do better. Here's the great news. Empathy is not a character trait you either have or don't, like an on-off switch. It is a sensitivity and skill with help and practice you can develop. I talk about remedial empathy. It's a practice. And here's what I say to someone who has this difficulty. For the next 2 weeks, before you speak, take a breath, stop, and ask yourself, what is what I'm about to say going to feel like to the person I'm speaking to? This is a revelation for many of the people I work with. I'll tell you a story, true story. I like to tell story. I had a guy, oh Lord, we'll call him Bill. He described himself as a type AAA personality. 1A wasn't enough for him. And sure, he was very handsome. He was athletic. He was a star performer. He went to all the right schools. He was in some finance company making, tons of money for a young man. He had the trophy wife. He had the house in the burb. He had two fragile ex-children, severely developmentally delayed. They were good kids and everybody loved them. But in a moment of real candor in therapy with me, he admitted that his real feelings about his fragile ex-kid was that he despised them. They were a blot on his perfect resume. They were a poor. Why would perfect Bill have such defective children? So I worked with Bill about learning empathy. Stop and think. What is this like for the other person? True story. So he comes in one day, hey, doc, the empathy thing, got it. Huh. There's a story here. Tell me the story. Well, he took his boy, they were fraternal twins. He took his boy to the baseball game here in Boston, Fenway. And I don't know how it is with you, but here in Boston, you take your kid to the baseball game, you stuff them with candy and hot dogs and, the whole 9 yards. When they're driving home, the kid gets car sick. And my client, Bill, looks over at his, 5, 6-year-old son, and the boy is nauseous. And he's so afraid of his father that he's literally physically holding in the vomit because he's afraid of messing up his father's fancy car. Bill said to me, I looked into my son's eyes and I was appalled. That's healthy remorse. I was appalled at me. Look what I was doing to my son. And I said to him, sweetheart, throw up, be sick. My goodness, you're sick. Don't worry about the darn car. Well, I love you. Take care of yourself. And I realized, he said, it's not about me and my fancy car. It's about my son who was sick. And he looks at me and smiled. He said, empathy. Did I get it? And I said, you got it. And he did get it. And he walked around for weeks being a star pupil, practicing empathy. And I want to tell you, Bill was a different human being after that weekend. If you learn to protect yourself by dampening your compassion to others, there's a reason for it. If no one taught you to be sensitive to others and your default is selfishness, it's a big club. I was in that club for years. Nobody taught me to be relational. I had to learn it. That's okay. You can. But roll up your sleeves, take on the job, and learn it. This isn't about me. It's about you. What are you feeling? What do you need? How can I be in healthy connection with an open heart and compassion to you? As you move in to more mature relationships, you move in to a healthier part of yourself. Excellent work. Keep it going. If this has been helpful, stay tuned. There's more where this came from. Be well.